Structure of stamen and carpel. Stamen is nothing but the male reproductive part. Carpel is the female reproductive part in a plant. So the male reproductive part of a flower is called stamen, and it consists of two. Anther, okay, where the pollens get stored over there, and from where the pollination, germination, fragmentation, everything happens. Okay, and this is the filament. Okay, so what is anther? Anther, pollen producing organs of a flower. Okay, filament is a slender stalk supporting the anther. So anther is being supported by the filament. Okay, next is female reproductive part. Stigma. Stigma, the sticky receptive tip of the pistil that is responsible for catching pollens. So the pollen that is going to get released from the anther, it just goes and sticks to the stigma. And style is a tube-like structure which connects the ovary and the stigma. Here the pollen grains pass through it. Okay, so ovule, the structure that contains the female reproductive cell, where once the pollen just gets into it, and where the actual process of reproduction takes place, where the cells get divided and how the seeds are formed and how it is getting converted into a flower or into a fruit portion. Okay, so sexual reproduction, we'll see steps like pollination, fertilization, seed formation and germination. What is pollination? Pollination is nothing but the act of transferring the pollen grains from the male anther. We saw, right? This is the filament, and here you will have the anther. Okay, from the anther, it just gets into the stigma of a female part. So this is the ovary, this is the style, the tube-like structure, and here will be stigma. So the pollens from the anther, it just gets transferred to the female stigma, passes through the style to the ovary, and this process is what you call it as pollination. Okay, pollination is of two types: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination happens from transfer of pollen from anther of a flower to the stigma of the same flower, especially in the bisexual. For example, hibiscus. In hibiscus, self-pollination takes place because both the organs, both male and female cells, are over there in the same plant. Okay, so there self-pollination happens. Cross-pollination is like from one flower to the another plant. Okay, you have some pollinators, okay, or pollination agents like wind, water, insect and birds who helps in cross-pollination, who carry pollens from one place to another place. Next is fertilization. In plants, fertilization is a process of sexual reproduction which occurs after pollination. Okay, once pollination takes place, once the pollens enters into the female reproductive organ, process of fertilization takes place. Fertilization is nothing but the fusion of male gametes with the female gametes. Okay, once the fertilization takes place, what happens? The cell starts to divide. Okay, zygote is being developed, and from the zygote, it just develops into a new seed. Okay, so fertilization occurs when one sperm cell fuses with the egg. Okay, sperm cell is nothing but the one that comes from the anther, that is a pollen grain, just gets fused in the ovary of the female egg which is there in the ovary. Okay, after fertilization occurs, each ovule develops into a new seed. Then seed formation takes place. After fertilization, new seed starts to produce over there in the female reproductive part. Following the fertilization, every part of the flower sheds off except ovary. Everything just goes off. The ovary of the flower develops into a fruit, which ovules develops into the seed. Very good example is your mango. The formation of seed completes the process of reproduction in the plant. Okay, within the seed, the growing embryo develops and matures. Okay.